Hundreds of residents fought against the solar project here, Slayton Settlement Road in town of Lockport, because they know it's not good for the environment. They know they're not profitable. They know there's no long-term use of these systems after 20, 30 years, and they actually create pollution. The town board actually was listening to these residents. They put a moratorium in place, no solar panels, to not even months later it gets passed. When everybody didn't realize that another meeting was happening, what's going on behind the scenes. We actually have photos sent to me showing that a lot of the equipment coming here is actually made in China. What's going on, people? Why aren't we getting our low-cost energy from the Robert Moses Power Project? We were promised to years ago, yet we pay the most. You got villages like Arcade and Batavia, their electricity bills are 50 to 75% less than ours. Why is that? Are we being sold out? What's going on here? Check out my videos. There's one on there about Tony Manning. He was an ex-legislator, explains about the green energy and the Robert Moses Power Project and what happened there. And check out the rest of my videos. So what bothers you most about this whole project with the solar panels and everything? What is the big issue?
Would you want them in your backyard? The biggest issue is that my kids and my grandkids, I've lived there for 33 years. I walk, I jog, I ride. It's right across the street now. I don't think anybody wants that. So our biggest issue, our narrative, and where we're standing is we're not against solar power. You can't be against solar power. There's millions and billions of dollars invested in that. The new Green Deal. You either got to get on board. But what we're saying is, if you're going to do that, do it strategically, do it smartly. Don't just go with the biggest dollar. Let's be smart about it. Does it have to be right across the street from our resident? Put it somewhere where it doesn't affect people. We're not against solar power. Let's put it somewhere where it makes sense.
Less invasive to the community.
Let's put it somewhere where people's houses and when I bought my house and live where I live there in the I bought that land because it's agriculture.
Yeah.
So I have the peace, and there's other concerns I have, genuine concerns relative to, let's say 5 years from now the technology changes, let's say the economy changes, let's say politics changes. These people this company from San Francisco, they're leasing this land. Where do you think it's going to go? Seriously, let's be honest with ourselves. What do you think's going to happen? I don't care what bond they say that.
On that. Exactly.
There's a guarantee. That guarantee is only as good as that piece of paper.
Now, there was a project similar in Cambria that was turned down too. You guys aware of that, or
we're aware of that.
What ended up turning that one down? Do you know?
I'm not familiar with the positions.
Yeah, we're just curious.
So I can't speak to that. So I don't know for sure. I do know that home rule, if you can get it early, and we have our constituents and they represent us. If we can show, there's signs. I bet 80% of all houses within a half a mile of this plant all have signs up. Yeah. So we're just asking. Again, I have my personal feelings, and I don't want to get into my personal feelings on that. Because I actually audit hydro and natural gas plants. That's my environmentally. I go through their footprint. So I have that, but I'm not going to state any of that because it can be spun around on you. So what I'm saying is that would you want this in your backyard?
Exactly.
Would you want this in your front yard? It's really where it's going. It's in my front. It's going in every. There's 20 of us. We're going to get up in the morning. We're going to go out in the porch, and that's what we're going to see. And it's a mega. We're not talking panels on a garage. We're talking megawatts. Okay, you're going to have. They've even stated.
So what's the power generation of this proposed project per kilowatt hour? How is the?
Well, my understanding is it's a 4 to 7 megawatt facility. Thank you for coming. And we're talking megawatts. We're not talking kilowatts here.
Yeah.
And what happens is that when you get to that level of power, then as the ladies, the representative of the company said, we have there's going to be some noise, 30 to 60 megahertz, I think it's megahertz.
Oh, so there'll be a humming noise too, actually.
Yeah. Within 300 feet, you're going to hear 30 to 60. That's what, I didn't make that statement. it was in the paper.
Also, it could create noise pollution.
There's going to be, yes, absolutely. If you take a look, I think if you take a look at the green footprint of the total green footprint, when they built these panels, the EPA, was anybody following EPA? How did they build them, right? And then you take a look at using the agricultural land, then you take a look at, now you've got that visual issue, and you take all the historical away from it, and then 20 years from now, or 5 years from now, when technology changes, which it will, the economy will change, which it will, and politics will change, which it will, who's going to be left with that?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think they're going to tell you? Well,
so these bonds won't cover it then. So the bond could allegedly disappear, correct? So even though it's bonded, the money can go away. Is that what they're saying or no? I thought a bond was pretty much guaranteed, but what I'm hearing, I guess it's not. So I really,
it's a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Okay, now first of all, ask them. Okay, now you got to be careful. See, a lot of us don't go into Q&A because we can't fact check what they say. Okay?
Yeah.
What my understanding is that that's hazardous. You can't get rid of it. They don't know how to get rid of it yet. They're still figuring out how to.
Yeah, I read some articles on it. There's kind of you can't
get rid of it. So if you take a look at 5 years ago, hazardous waste, what it costs to get rid of hazardous waste, and what it costs to get rid of hazardous waste today, it's
astronomical.
It's astronomical. So to tell me that you have a bond set up, well, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't speak, but I know how the economy works. I know how business works, and I don't want to find out. Like we don't disbelieve the representative if they say, "Oh, we have a bond." Well, what's that mean? I can sit and tell you I got $10 million. What's that mean? I don't know. So what we're saying is we're not willing to gamble on your word that you say that this will all get cleaned up, all the silicon, the glass and plastic, concrete will all be taken out, and it'll all be agricultural again when the life cycle's done. Does anybody really believe that?
Yeah, I heard a figure at the county legislature a year or 2 years ago. They were almost talking like 50,000 an acre, but that doesn't seem like enough.
50 what?
50,000 an acre for a cleanup. Yeah, but
right now it might be enough.
Yeah.
Right, but you don't know what 10 years brings.
Yeah.
You might not be able to. Right. Based on what I've read is that countries will take that, used to take it, but they're not taking it anymore.
Yeah.
People are starting to tighten up on this type of material. So. I mean, that's my personal views. Okay, so I got to be,
No, I totally understand.
And so a lot of us believe in it. But on our end, though, it comes down to is a win-win for both sides. Is to say, let's be strategic. Let's be smart about it.
Yeah.
Let's not strangle people with it. Let's not wake up in the morning and find out that now, my house is not agriculture anymore. It's industrial. It's been zoned industrial.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's what it is. Do you realize the construction it's going to take? We're talking 19,000 panels. 19,000 panels.
How much concrete? How much everything?
Everything. And people live out that way for a reason.